Happy Tuesday. We're on week 7, session 2 of our new topic, year 9. So I hope yesterday it was a lot of introductory material. Okay, introducing the key concepts, the background knowledge with really more listening and a little bit of writing. Today, we're going to build on that knowledge and strengthen what we understand. So we know that in order to do this, we use our retrieval quizzes. Okay, so that's how we're going to begin today. So let's have a look. So it says here, write the answers in your book in silence and on your own. So turn off the dog, quiet your parents, and have a go at doing these by yourself. Now you'll see that some of these are about choices, some of them about completing sentences. So in a minute, pause, take your time and think carefully back to yesterday's lesson. If you need to check your notes, it's better that you check your notes, okay, than struggle and become frustrated. So write the answers in your book. Number one. Who was Aristotle? Was he A, a Greek philosopher, or B, a sophist? 2. Copy and complete the statement. Rhetoric is the art of P.S. So rhetoric is the art of. So you've got to complete that statement. Question 3. Is ethos linked to A, your emotions, B, the way you think, or C, your credibility and trust? Okay, so there's a 1 of 3 chance of getting that one right. 4. Why was Aristotle against the sophists? Can you remember his reasoning for being against them? And 5. Can you write down one example of a first person plural pronoun? It's that plural pronoun that you've got to be aware of. So just press pause, take your time, and we'll go through the answers in a minute. Oakley dokley. So who was Aristotle, a Greek philosopher or sophist? The answer is A, Greek philosopher. Okay, he was a really cool, incredibly famous Greek philosopher. 2, rhetoric is the art of, brilliant, persuasive speaking or persuasive speech. Okay, so rhetoric is the technical term for how we speak in a way that persuades and influences others. Okay, so technical term, rhetoric, for actually a really commonplace idea. We're so aware in speech that sometimes people are influencing us or pushing us or manipulating us a little bit. I do it all the time. Very glad that you're all here today and appreciate you taking your time to go through these with me. So 3, ethos. Now, we talked about the Aristotelian triad. Okay, there are 3 points on this that we're going to cover, 3 appeals, and ethos is our first one. But is it linked to your emotions, the way you think, your credibility and trust? Brilliant. Yep, it's C, your credibility and trust. It's the persona you present. It's the way that you present yourself so that others trust you and believe that you're credible. Okay, emotions links to pathos, an idea we look at later this week. The way you think is linked to logos, okay, your thoughts, but ethos, your credibility and trust. Okay, so 4, why was Aristotle against the sophists? Now, guys, obviously your individual wording may vary, but the fundamental concept we want here is that he thought that sophists were manipulative, that he didn't agree with the way that they were manipulating and influencing people. Okay, he was against them. He thought it was emotional manipulation. Bad sophist, naughty. Okay, so 5, write down one example of a first person plural pronoun. So I'm sorry, guys, it is not I. If you read that too quickly and you put down I, you might have read first person pronoun, but that plural means there has to be more than one. Okay, me, myself, and I is a singular. We are talking about we, all the way. So we or us, these are first person plural pronouns, guys. So it has to be we or us there for the right answer. I cannot accept I because I is singular. Brilliant. So just mark yourself right or wrong. There's another part of this retrieval practice to come. If you are wrong on any of these, just make a note of which ones you are wrong on and why, and make sure you got the right answer. Okay, this is all part of the learning. And guys, you got to love the learning, okay? Learn to love the learning and you'll do good. Now, ethos then. So zooming in on ethos. Now it says here, can you complete the keywords? Now the little pattern here is I've gone through and I've taken all the vowels out. So even if your brain works in a particular way, yep, what are these key ethos statements. So your audience needs to believe that you are blankly, blank, 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 that you are blankly, blank, 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 and that you are blank, blank. And finally, that you are a blank, blank. So write these out, completing the statements, okay? And we'll go through your answers in minutes. Just press pause, okay? Give yourself time to do it. But what does it mean then in ethos terms, unpacking that idea of credibility and trust? These 4 ideas are key. Okay, so yes, number 1, trustworthy. If people are going to believe your persona that you're presenting to them, they need to know you're trustworthy. They need to know that you are knowledgeable about the subject. In brackets, an expert. We trust experts. Okay, who are the experts that we trust? They're knowledgeable about the subject. Think mastermind. Okay, you sit in that chair, you get a really high score. You are clearly knowledgeable about the subject. Now, this one, that you are genuine and that you care. Okay? If the audience is going to trust you, they want to know that you're genuine and that you care about the subject, the matter. And fundamentally, they need to know that you are a good person. Brilliant. So write those down, or sorry, tick them as correct. If you've got any wrong, make a quick change. But your ethos, are you trustworthy, knowledgeable about the subject, genuine and caring? Are you a good person? If you go tick, 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 tick down that box, you're going to be in a better position to persuade and influence people. Okay, guys? Brilliant. Make sure you've got those marked as correct. And now we're going to zoom in and unpack a bit more this question about creating a strong ethos. So if you like a new title every day, we could go with this one. This is as good a title as anything. We could go to the umbrella title, Rhetoric and Persuasion, or our big question, how do speakers create a strong ethos? Okay, and I like this word create. It reminds us that we craft our personas. When we write speeches, they're very rarely spontaneous. There are some good speeches that are spontaneous. There are others that aren't. But when we're looking at this unit, we're talking about speeches that are crafted. Okay, so we're looking at our big question, how do speakers create a strong ethos? So that sense of trust, credibility, that they show they're experts and knowledgeable, that they're good people. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking at today. So make sure you got that written down. Okay, oh my goodness, who's this? Okay, this photo sending you to that place where you're thinking, he looks like a good person. I could trust him. Okay, actually, no, I'm sorry. Who is he and what do you know about him? Do you actually know who this guy is? Okay, so give yourself a minute. Just have a little think about what you already know. Make any notes that you want to just write down. Now, The Guardian over here is not his code name. This is a publication, a journalistic publication. And the guy that they are focusing on in this article, who is he? Yes, he is Prince William. So he is our future king. He's second in line to the throne. So we've currently got Queen Elizabeth, is our ruling monarch. Then we've got Prince Charles, next in line to the throne, and then Prince William. So he is Prince Charles's eldest son. Okay, so what do we know about him? Yes, he's married to Kate Middleton. Yes, he's got 3 children. Yes, his brother Harry's disappeared to America with his wife Meghan Markle. So we tend to know more about them at a sensational level, maybe, what we see in the presses and the gossip magazines. But actually, there is something about Prince William that we're going to discover today. So he has dedicated a lot of time to trying to end the illegal wildlife trade. Okay, so actually he is passionate about something. He cares about something. What does he care about? He cares about wildlife, and he is passionate about ending the illegal wildlife trade. Now, anything that illegal means it's against the law. It's something that is unlawful. And trade means the exchange of X for Y. So when we trade, we're exchanging X for Y. So in this case, wildlife, so animals, are being exchanged for money, and it's illegal. There are actually animals that are protected by law that cannot be traded, killed, poached, exchanged, put on the black market. They are protected. But there are people still trading in them illegally. And Prince William is passionate about ending that and trying to stop that illegal wildlife trade. Okay, so some more information just to to build on that. So some species, such as elephants and rhinos, are protected under international law. So international law means it's not just one country that's protecting them, it's an international agreement. So countries working together to protect, to keep safe elephants and rhinos, okay, to try and protect them from poachers. Now, elephants and rhinos, you might know, you might not, are actually linked because they're often part of a trade for their tusks, okay? So an elephant's tusks are ivory, rhino's tusks, strangely, similar material that is incredibly precious and rare. More interestingly, rhinos' tusks are believed to have mystical, okay, or properties that can be used for healing in Eastern kind of culture and beliefs. So elephants and rhinos are commodities in the eyes of some people. They're seen as being useful to trade. You can make a huge amount of money from that trade of the rhino horn, the elephant tusks. But this is seen as wrong, and the animals need to be protected from this. And it is absolutely wrong. However, criminal gangs can make a lot of money from wildlife crime. Some examples of illegal wildlife trade are well known, such as poaching of elephants for ivory and tigers for their skins and bones. However, countless other species are similarly overexploited, so overused, overtraded, from marine turtles to timber trees. So this is an international problem. This is a global problem, okay? And this is something that Prince William cares about and is passionate about. Okay, so we've seen this word advocate before. So in a minute, we're going to rewrite this sentence. So it uses the word advocate. So it says here, rewrite the sentence below so it contains the word advocate. Prince William is a supporter of animal rights and commits a lot of time to trying to end the illegal wildlife trade. Now, guys, to stop you panicking if you can't remember this task, to advocate means that you fight on behalf of someone or something that cannot fight for themselves. Okay, so when you advocate for somebody, you fight and defend on their behalf. So Prince William is advocating for animal rights. Oh, I might have given you a little clue there how to rewrite your sentence. Okay, so Prince William is an advocate of animal rights and commits a lot of time to trying to end the illegal wildlife trade. But you could position that word slightly differently. Prince William is a supporter of animal rights and advocates to end the illegal wildlife trade. So actually that word advocate could be about making your writing more concise. So just press pause and rewrite the sentence so it contains the word advocate. Okay, off you go. Okay, so it's a bit like something old, and now we're going to something new. So advocate is an old word, a word you would hopefully have some recollection of from the past. We're now introducing a new word. Now, this new word is insidious. I love this word. It's a lovely example of sibilance, where that S sound in the middle and at the end actually creates a sense of the tone of this word. It is an insidious situation, okay? And it means to proceed in a gradual, subtle way, but with, this is really important, very harmful effects. So insidious, snake-like, okay? It's proceeding in a gradual, subtle way, but with very harmful effects. Now, it's from the Latin, cunning, from ambush or trick, which again ties into our snake mythology. If something is insidious, and in a minute, I'm going to ask you to pause and just to write down your definition and to complete the task. Now, it says over here for the task, which of these can best be described as insidious? A disease or a sudden and dramatic storm? So just pause now, write down the keyword insidious, write down its definition, and complete the task. Okay, so insidious, which is it then? Is it best used to describe a disease or a sudden and dramatic storm? Right. Okay, guys, brilliant. If you said sudden and dramatic storm, that is wrong because it's the opposite to something that proceeds in a gradual, subtle way. Okay. Now, a storm can have harmful effects, but it's that sudden and dramatic part of the storm that doesn't fit our definition of insidious. But a disease, now diseases can proceed in gradual, subtle ways with very harmful effects. I always think of poison. Poison can be insidious. Okay, you can slowly, gradually get affected by poison, and it builds up with very harmful effects. Okay, now sometimes you get those poisonous friends, like in some of those really bad teen movies. They start off all charming and subtle. You think it's the best friend, but they insidiously bring about a harmful effect. Okay, brilliant.